The Veterans Club was a sanctuary of silence. Walls lined with memorabilia from wars fought across galaxies. Plaques honoring heroes who had faced the deadliest foes the universe had ever conjured. Dim lights flickered across polished floors, giving the place an aura of both history and quiet reverence. Here, those who had served on, survived, gathered to reminisce, to find camaraderie in shared hardship and sometimes to drown in memories that refused to stay buried. Harlan Drake, a human veteran of the interstellar conflicts that had ravaged the outer colonies, sat alone at a corner table. His shoulders were broad, his frame still imposing even at 67, and his hands bore the calluses of 100 battles fought with ships, guns, and sheer ingenuity. But today, his gaze was distant, staring through the window at the neon-lit streets of the spaceport city below. He had survived the war. Others hadn't. And though peace had settled like a fragile mist over human civilization, the cost weighed heavily on him. War, he knew, never truly left anyone unscathed. The calm of the evening was shattered by a commotion at the entrance. The door slid open with a hiss, and a small figure darted inside a child, no taller than Drake's knee, with luminous turquoise skin, tentacle-like hair that waved with nervous energy, and eyes wide with a mix of fear and fury. "They hurt my mama," the girl cried, her voice a strange, melodic mixture of desperation and rage that echoed through the hall. Heads turned, conversations halted, and the Veterans Club, a haven of composed warriors, went silent. Drake's eyes snapped to the girl. Despite her size, there was a fire in her stance that reminded him of his youngest recruits back in the academy, reckless yet unbreakably brave. He stood slowly, every step measured but firm, and crouched slightly to meet her gaze. "Calm down, little one," he said gently. "Who hurt your mama?" She shouted, her voice trembling. "They came to the colony, they attacked, they took her." Tears welled in her large eyes, but there was no mistaking the determination that burned within her. "Please, you have to help me." The name struck a chord in Drake's mind. The Silurans were infamous Celian marauders who had terrorized countless settlements in the outer sectors. Cruel, methodical, almost machine-like in their aggression. Entire fleets had been lost trying to contain them. Drake's jaw tightened. He had faced monsters like them in the past, and he knew one thing. Fear didn't work on someone who had been to war. Only action did. "Stay right here," he said. He motioned to a few of the other veterans, who were now rising from their tables, curiosity mixing with concern. "Get your gear ready. We're going hunting." The little alien girl blinked. "Hunting, you mean? Fighting them?" Drake's lips curled into the faintest of smiles. "I fought worse things than the Silurans when I was your age. Don't worry. We'll bring your mama back." By the time the veterans had gathered their equipment, rifles retrofitted for anti-alien combat, plasma grenades, tactical drones, the little girl had already climbed onto Drake's shoulders. She clutched him tightly, her small hands shaking, but her resolve unbroken. "You're strong," she said quietly, "just like humans in stories." Drake chuckled, a low, gravelly sound. "Stories don't do justice to reality, kid. But if you want to see what humans can really do, you came to the right place." They traveled through the city to the outskirts, where the colony had been attacked. Buildings were scarred by scorch marks, walls crumbling from the Silurons' brutal assault. Survivors had fled, leaving the place eerily silent, save for the faint whir of drones and the occasional hiss of alien patrols. Drake signaled for the veterans to spread out. He moved with precision, every motion a testament to decades of combat experience. The little girl clung to him, whispering information she had overheard from the Silurians' communications, routes, numbers, weaknesses. She might have been small, but she was a vital part of the plan. Hours passed in tense silence. Then they found them, a small holding area, fortified by Siluran guards, inside which the girl's mother, tall, elegant alien with scales that shimmered like polished jade, was restrained. Her eyes widened when she saw her daughter, and she began to call out, but Drake raised a hand. "Not yet," he murmured. "We take them all at once." With a nod, the veterans executed their plan. Plasma rifles discharged in precise bursts, taking down the outer guards before they could react. Holographic decoys distracted reinforcements, while tactical drones swooped in from above, disabling security systems, and then Drake stepped forward, his presence alone enough to unnerve the Silurians. They had faced many opponents, but none like him, an older human, battle-hardened, eyes cold with experience, yet moving with uncanny agility and strategy. One by one, the guards fell, either subdued or incapacitated. The little girl's eyes widened as she saw Drake move, directing veterans with a single glance, predicting enemy movements like a grandmaster anticipating chess moves. Finally, they reached her mother. Drake quickly freed her restraints, and the mother enveloped her daughter in an embrace that spoke louder than words. "They're gone," Drake said quietly. "You're safe now." The little girl looked up at him, her eyes shining with gratitude and awe. You humans, you're amazing," she said. Drake shook his head. "Not amazing, just veterans. We don't leave anyone behind." The group returned to the Veterans Club, where the girl's mother expressed her endless thanks. The little girl ran through the room, showing the other veterans the badge she had found on one of the defeated Silurenza, symbol of fear. Now nothing more than a trophy of courage. Drake sat back in his chair, weary but satisfied. Around him, the veterans shared quiet nods, a silent acknowledgement that this, too, was their victory. The humans might have been considered fragile by many in the galaxy, underestimated by countless enemies, but in moments like this, their strength, their ingenuity, and their unyielding courage shone brighter than the stars. Themselves, the little girl climbed onto Drake's lap and hugged him tightly. "Thank you," she whispered. "I'll tell everyone. Humans are the strongest." Drake smiled, a rare warmth breaking through his usual stoicism. "Just remember," he said, "it's not about being the strongest. It's about never giving up. That's what makes someone truly human." And as the stars twinkled in the sky outside, the Veterans Club, once a place of quiet remembrance, buzzed with life, hope, and the undeniable truth: when humans stood together, no threat, no matter how monstrous, could break them. Even the little alien girl knew it now. Asterisk